sport mode is a beast. Holy. Alright guys, here's the next one. Indian Scout. Now I really want to ride just the standard, not the 60, but the Scout. I think this is more of the 1200 class bike. But we got mini apes on here and bags. That's an alright configuration. Still a pretty cool looking machine. I really dig this little luggage rack. Yeah, it's, I don't know, it's cool. Spoke wheels, it's alright. I know the other ones have mags, but should be all good. I'll have to let you know what we think once we get rolling here. Alright guys, here we go. About to do another ride. As you probably just saw, Indian Scout. This one's got a bunch of extra stuff on it, but oh, it sounds good. Sounds pretty good. I really wanted to check this thing out because it's kind of, you know, it's more smaller, more lightweight. Still in the 1200 class, so I think it's like 100 horsepower, so it's pretty decent. I don't know, should be good. I haven't had any problems finding neutral with these bad boys, so that's kind of nice. The transmissions feel real solid. This one feels like it has a more properly adjusted throttle cable than the other one. If it is cable, I hope it's cable, I don't know. Little mini apes, can't get away from the ape hangers today apparently. Which is alright, I don't mind ape hangers. These are a lot more comfortable than the other ones. So far, feels pretty good. I thought it'd be interesting to see what it feels like with the wider front tire on it, since I'm used to the Scrambler. So again, 5'6", a little over 200 pounds. I can touch the ground real easy when stopped on this thing. And this has floorboards as opposed to forward controls. And it's fine. My feet are comfortable. I've never really been into floorboards, but it's, I don't know, it's fine with me, I guess. It'd probably be real good for long hauls. But I think maybe the pegs might be a little bit more comfortable, to be honest, in this particular platform. But yeah, it's the ergonomics. It's interesting because I actually feel more stretched out foot-wise on this than I did on the Dark Horse. But I think it does. I think I saw it on here that it has extended reach seat, whatever that means. Right away, I will tell you, I notice a major difference in the power and the weight. This thing also feels like it has a little bit more of a rake to it. So that's sort of interesting. Handling is a little different. The power is a lot more snappy. I mean, this is cool. I'm in 6th gear. The gearing is set up a lot different, not so much highway. The gearing is a lot more snappy here. And so right there, boom. I mean, I'm at 2700 Rs, 6th gear, so top gear, 50 mile an hour. If I juice it, I feel it, man. That's cool. There's a lot more response going on here than even on that Dark Horse that I rode, which is weird. I would expect the bigger bike to, you know, just have a lot more power. It's a bigger engine. I think that thing was a 111 cubic inches. So this thing is snappier than expected. Once again, I'll say the Indians, the build quality just looks amazing. I'm really impressed with the build quality. All of them look top notch. It looks like you're getting your money's worth. That's a nice thing to deal with. God, this thing sounds good too, even for stock pipes. I don't know what the hell if this has got some kind of different pipes on it, but it's got $4,600 in extras. $4,600 in extras. Holy crap. That's extreme. So major difference here on the Dark Horse. I was I don't know, I was always in probably like 4th, 5th gear maybe, and this thing, I mean, I'm in 6th, so the gearing is a lot different here. Feels like I actually gotta put my foot way out for the rear brake. Kind of weird with those floorboards. This is cable clutch, and it feels a little heavy. Like compared to the Ducati, it's a little bit of a heavy clutch. Yeah, man, this thing wants to go. This thing scoots along nice. I dig it. Gearbox feels solid. It's kind of, I don't know, it feels very solidly built, and it really clunks into gear, so it doesn't feel like a Japanese gearbox at all. You know, it doesn't feel like a little clicky racer gearbox at all. So I don't know how it would fare if you're really trying to like rapid shift it and go nuts, but it's not bad at all. It feels like solid, like you got a solid machine, basically. That's what it feels like. This is nice. 3rd gear. It doesn't feel like I'm laboring even under $2,000. It doesn't feel like I'm laboring at all. You know, like I can roll it on. If I roll it on smoothly, there's power there. These corners feel nice, but this is where you feel there's a little, it feels like a hint of rake on it. So when I tip those corners, the front wheel wants to tip also. You feel that the front end wants to turn over. That's the main detection of some rake whenever you feel it. Maybe, I mean, the apes could have something to do with it. It looks like visually the bars look a little more narrow than the standard bars. So maybe that has something to do with it. With a little bit of lower, wider bars, it could feel super racy, and you probably wouldn't detect that front end tip at all. God, this thing is fun. This is a fun bike. Man, if you even set this up kind of cafe style, no bags, but that little sweet luggage rack, which I think looks cool. Also, I love this tank shape. I think the tank looks awesome on these things. This would be quite a machine. I mean, it's peppy. It doesn't at all feel slouchy to me. It doesn't feel grumpy. It's low end torque. It's got grunt. It's fun. I don't know. I mean, I don't even know what the appeal is to the huge bikes, because in comparison, it just, I don't know, it feels like slower handling, slower input altogether with the Dark Horse. This thing feels a lot more responsive and like I'm part of this motorcycling experience. I feel a lot more connected to the bike, and that I'm going to flick it around some corners and I'm going to have a fun time. These dudes behind us are slacking or something, but they're way back there. This is fun machine, man. And this is part of what I dig about motorcycling. I'm not so much all about like, I'm not one of these guys that just wants to put on the maximum amount of miles. I'm not even looking to like look tough on a machine. I don't know, none of that stuff. I want to be comfortable, but I also really want to have fun. I want to feel like the motorcycle and myself are having an experience together. You know, I'm giving input and I'm moving the bike around and you know, we're going on an adventure. That's the whole fun aspect of motorcycling for me. And this thing does that. This thing does that instantly, I think. There's good feedback. It wants to lurch and jump on you if you slam the gas. The pipes sound good. It's cool, man. I dig it. I dig it. For like a smaller cruiser type machine, this is awesome. If I was going for my first like cruiser, absolutely. This would be an option for me. Man, because the bigger bikes, you lose so much sensation with, you know, just the lower reactiveness of the cornering and stuff. It just doesn't feel as connected. I'm gonna get on another bigger machine after this, I think, and I want to try to ride one that's got cams in it and has a little bit more low profile handlebar situation, and really get a better feel for that, more power and standard, I guess, arm height for you know, standard riding, not looking cool type riding. I mean, I'll agree, Ape Hangers looks pretty cool, but for long distance riding, I'm not so sure. Alright, I can't remember which. Yeah, the only thing I don't dig here is I feel like I gotta reach way farther for the brake, the foot brake, than I do for the shifter. That's kind of odd. I think, yeah, and this is an extended reach. I actually feel like my heel is I've almost fallen off the back of the floorboard. God, that's nice. Just roll that throttle on through corners and everything. It feels solid. The cornering is decent for a cruiser, if that's what we're talking about. It feels a lot more like it doesn't mind hanging out in the 3,000 to 4,000 hour range. Man, it doesn't feel fussy or upsetting. This is great. Even these smaller apes, it's not that bad. You know, it's really not. I'm a little bit leaned forward, so it makes it feel a little bit racy, but yeah, it's fun. This is a solid setup. And I love that even at these low R's, I'm pushing like 2750, 2,750 RPM, 2,800 R's, and six gear, so top gear. I mean, I guess we'll see what that equates to then when we hit like an interstate, but this is only 50 miles an hour, so I suppose it's part of the deal. For the peppy feel is the totally different gearing. So you might sacrifice a little bit on gas mileage, but you got a lot lighter bike that you're moving as well. But anyhow, I like that even, you know, under 3,000 hours, it feels fine. Like it doesn't feel upsetting. It doesn't feel like the motor's laboring. In 6th gear, I got some juice if I hit it. Man, pretty comfy. The seat actually feels pretty comfy. My ass is really cupped in there. Going uphill, didn't even downshift. Roll that throttle on, yeah, it picks up. It's nice, man. So far, I have zero complaints, other than I think, I don't know, be interesting to see what pegs felt like instead of these floorboards. I feel like my feet might feel a little bit more anchored. They definitely feel like my feet are stretched forward. It's forward controls for sure. Braking feels decent when we need to. Engine braking, I haven't even really got to experience much because the brakes work so well. I didn't look 100%, but I'm pretty sure this one's got ABS. I mean, most of them that I saw, even on the showroom floor, all had ABS. I feel like we're going on a longer ride this time. Kind of nice. So, I guess I'll say something in addition here. As far as, okay, if I was really buying this machine, what would I buy it for? It would be a cruiser for like around town and shorter rides perhaps. So what I mean by shorter is maybe 2 hours at a time, like 2 hours, 3 hours maybe to a destination. So about 4 hours in a day, 4 or 5 hours in a day, something like that. I could see doing that on this machine. Anything bigger, interstate type travel, it'd be nicer to have the bigger machine. A little bit more comfortable seated position. But this is fun. That was nice. I didn't realize those dudes had a stop sign, so sorry about that. Got hung up. Anyhow, it was gave me a little chance to poke at the throttle, which was good. Felt awesome. Okay, so here we're going to approach some interstate travel. So now we'll really see what it's like at a higher highway speed. God, it just really cooks, man. That must have hit $5,000 about there, which is fantastic. A lot different, man. This thing has got some balls, and it feels solid at 70. Feels solid, no problem. I dig it. He's also on a Scout, so pretty evenly matched as far as horsepower wise. He's got the mags there, but yeah, the suspension actually, I got to update it. You might be able to do a longer trip on this thing, because let me tell you, it's soaking up the bumps. Like, I don't feel anything translated into my spine. All of this stuff, any of these, normally you feel that a lot more going on and off highways. The rear suspension is soaking it right up. It's comfy. It really is. God, listen to it. Let's open this up here. Awesome. Dude's talking back there. This thing is, yeah, definitely got some juice. Seated position with feet down on on the pavement is actually really comfortable. It's like the perfect height for me, really. The seat height as far as stopped. So here we go, ride's coming to an end here. It was good. I really dig this. Actually, if I had to choose between the two, I'd probably take this over that Dark Horse that I rode. This is a fun bike, very peppy, very responsive for, I guess, an entry-level cruiser. I don't know what if you'd call it that or what, but I think it's great. Feels awesome. Suspension is not super sporty feeling, but it feels comfortable. But I can still tip it into corners and have fun. So yeah, man, thanks for watching, guys. I hope this was somewhat helpful. If not, I hope it was at least a fun time to watch. And I'll catch you on the next one. Two Wheel Ton. Be sure to like and subscribe. Check me out on Instagram. I'll see ya.